So up the hill behind me here is an old train tunnel, probably from the logging days, early 1900s. And it's partially collapsed. I'm not sure if it's because it just collapsed or because they dynamited it when they decommissioned it. But I've never been up here before, so we're gonna go check it out. We are up in the mountains on an old railroad grade that I had no idea existed, and I lived up here for 20 years. And apparently there's all kinds of old rail grades and tunnels up here. They used to use these grades for logging trains, so narrow gauge stuff that went up into the mountains really far up. And there was a passenger railroad as well, but I think these are all from old narrow gauge logging trains. And so apparently up here there's a fairly good sized train tunnel that we're going to find. And again, had no idea it was up here, so this will be pretty fun. But it's crazy because you can see the old grade where it's raised up and then the sides slope off, and there's exposed springs that are coming out and all kinds of cool stuff.
7 years now on this boat, and we all know where we belong. Just wait. Wait for our home to show on the horizon. Soon we'll be there. Hold on.
So I'm just imagining like a wooden train trestle that goes across at a slight curve. Super cool.
I bet there's some evidence of it down there.
I bet. Those old pressure treated timbers, I bet there's still some down there. Or footings, or now there's just cars.
What I love is that if you don't know where the tunnel is, you'd never see it.
Really?
Walk right by it.
Oh, that's awesome. Look at this. It's like, is this a loading yard or a siding, or? I gotta see if I can find pictures of this grade.
Yeah, I think the 1950s is when they got rid of it.
Yeah, the Butte County Railroad, the one that goes up where Skyway is now,
Yeah.
I think they dismantled in the early 70s. Which seems really late for train service.
Yep.
Because that was for passenger rail.
This is it.
Oh, what? Wow, so it's been a while since since they took out the trestle and stuff, because all these trees have grown in. Walking up this with the camera is not super helpful. Yeah, so this all used to be overhead. Whoa. Wild.
Isn't this insane?
Check this out down here. So, from the mines I've seen out here, this collapse up in the front, like the first, I don't know, 80 or 100 feet, is pretty common in this ground. Because it's like in stone, but it's crumbly stone. So like all the mines that we find up here look like this, where it's like you're standing above it, you're standing on the old collapsed, and you have to crawl down into it. So we're gonna crawl back down into it. Look at this, it's so cool. Wow, this thing is huge. Back up at the entrance.
Look ahead, the sea is calm, and I know we've been through a lot. So cool. Just wait. Wait for better days.
All right, still gotta go down a little farther. So that's where it caved in back there. Looks like. Wow, do people have fires down here? Whoa, the old timbers. Look at that.
Hold on tight. This vision that I saw is getting closer every dawn. Ooh, we are dreamers of the shore.
Wow, look at the black on the ceiling, on the roof. From the old steam trains. Chugging coal or... So cool.
Soon we'll be there. Hold on tight.
I wonder if it's a way to keep the above ground, give it some stability. I don't know.
Hold on tight. This vision that I saw is getting closer every dawn. We are dreamers of the shore. When we can't read the sky, we just sail with the wind that we've got. And when we're drowning in doubt,
Oh, don't fall, don't fall, don't fall. It makes sense, a lot of the abandoned mines up here, if the fronts are collapsed like this, either they just gave way because there wasn't enough material to hold it, or timbers gave out, or they just dynamited it when they decommissioned it. Although, I'm sure miners didn't really want to spend resources dynamiting the entrance to their mines when they were done. So those are probably more just collapsed. I think the two lines came, one went to Sterling City, another one into the mountain, and it looks like it takes a left towards Magalia-Koodelink Road area. And so this is like where they would have had the two tracks Y and meet, and then there was a train trestle down there. Definitely worth going up there and exploring it. For me anyway. It's kind of dangerous, so I don't know if I should encourage anybody else to do it, but it's super cool.
and when we're drowning in doubt, just keep on believing. We are dreamers of the...
Well, we made it back. It was about 2 miles in to get to the tunnel, and the tunnel goes back a couple hundred feet before it's got piles of dirt in it, and yeah, it was super cool. Hopefully we can find more stuff like that. See you next time.